Hello there. This is going to be a sort of a quick thoughts video. I just wanted to compile together some of my thoughts that I have on Siberia A8 is a man vs. machine map. I just play tested this on potato servers and I thought to put together a little bit of feedback. So I'm making this like 40 minutes before I go to work, so if I sound rushed at all, that's why. First thought is this jump pad and this spawn in general. I don't really like this spawn. You have the option, you have the chance of spawning down here, and so you don't really get to see this. I feel like there's a pretty major difference between which spawn you come out of. So you could come out of this spawn, and you have a much better advantage at defending the hatch than if you spawn down here. But you are able to just use this jump pad, which I think it's fine. What I don't like is that you have to take fall damage going down here, which is not fun. I mean, you can land on here and then land down here. I would just lower this. It's annoying to have to take fall damage down here. I'm not even sure if you would take fall damage. No, you don't even take fall damage. Railings aren't fair. If you don't want to lower this, I would just get rid of the railings, or I would bring the lower route up a little bit so you don't take fall damage jumping down. Because that's really annoying. You shouldn't have players be taking fall damage in their own spawn. So for the hatch, I do have one problem here, and that's right here. I can view all the way over here. I feel like from spawn, this is way too much of an advantage. You could probably have something here that blocks my line of sight from here all the way to over here. This is pretty good for a sniper, and especially since they're right at spawn. You know, they're essentially non-touchable. Untouchable, non-touchable, whatever. Other than that, I think the hatch is fine. We didn't get to play around the hatch too much. We usually played around the front and mid area. I was on spectator for the most part, but I played a few waves, so. I think the jump pads are kind of neat. It shouldn't be like this. I can't read this. It doesn't make sense it being like this. It should just be, hey, experimental jump pad, point here. Players are going to know where they're going to anyway. You don't need to show them where they're going. Well, you already have an arrow there. It's already pointing where you're going to go, so. What's next? I wanted to touch on this. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. It's some sort of silo thing. Observatory. Whatever it is, it's very messy. It's made, I assume, using the arc tool because it is hollow. This entire thing is hollow, and you slap the sphere on top of it, and it's not even a line. You have this weird brushwork going on, and you know, there's like weird outjuts of a brush work. And of course, there's a hole leading to the skybox, which I'll touch up on the skybox in a moment. This just seems very messy. I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. Can't always get fixed with detailing, but I don't know if this is supposed to be some sort of silo, if it's supposed to be an observatory. I don't know. It just looks very, very messy, which is a lot to say about this map because there's quite a few messy spots, like this right here. There's a hole leading to the skybox. You might be thinking about, well, wouldn't this leak? Well, no, because essentially the entire map is enclosed in a single hollow sky. This is awful, especially for alpha, because this means from here, turn on wireframe, everything is rendering. Everything, everywhere in the map, it is rendering. This is awful. Awful. This is horrible for optimization, and this shouldn't be happening, but it is, because the map is just enclosed in a single huge skybox brush. I can float all along down here. This is all in the same space. This is bad. That should not be happening. You need to close that up. And if it wasn't for that, then this and this would be leaking your map, which shouldn't be happening. And it also means all of this is rendered, which is a waste of file size. Because, you know, you have to get a... you have to generate light maps for these, so that's taking up file size for something that you shouldn't want players to be able to see. As far as I know, there's no way to actually get out of a map, but this is just bad. That's the skybox is bad. You should enclose everything correctly. I'm not even sure what's happening here. I don't even know how you did this. What is going on here? How many brushes did you make this wall out of? Ideally, this should just be a single brush. I don't even... What? Now for the mid area, which I feel like plays fine. However, you do have a nav issue. A lot of the time, bots try to get up on here, and this actually happens in the demo. You can watch it. The Colonel Barrage with a regen medic hops up here and then just gets stuck. That again should not be happening. When you generate your nav, you should take all of the navs that are sort of like this. You don't need them to be here. You can just delete those, so that way bots won't even try to get up there. It's a lot more smoother. Also, this is misaligned. I like the idea of the jump pads. They're a neat concept, and I think they work well enough. There's a few weird spots that you can get into with them, but I think that mostly stems from scouts double jumping while going on it. But whatever, that's scouts. That's their fault. Now for the hatch, or not the hatch, the spawn. This is the area where I have the most problems with. First of all, this really reminds me of Big Rock. This is a very Big Rock inspired fun. Because, you know, you have the single, well, you would think it's a single spawn point. There's actually two here, or you would think there's only two here looking at this. But, you know, you have the two. You have this sort of wide area with the cover in it. You have this long winding path going around cover, and then there. And then you have this very suspicious hole, which you would think is a tank spawn, because, you know, this looks like Big Rock. You also have the side route over here, which doesn't really get used that much, but whatever. This area gets used a bit more because it's a bit more viable to hold from here. You also have the tank blocker, the tank barricade here. Anyway, going on. This sniper spot is very powerful. It is incredibly powerful, which, if you are up here, you see the entire area and you have cover. Sorry about that. You have cover, you can get high ground, and you have a full ammo pack. So you have complete full reign over this area. This is just way too powerful of a spot. One recommendation that was phone was make this a small ammo pack, which I feel like can work. I would see about doing that, because when I was playing sniper here, this was really powerful. However, my other problem with this area is the other spawns. You may have been thinking, what do you mean? There's only two. There's one right here. This is a flank. Bots spawn here, they come around, and they come down here. I have a lot of issues with this. First of all, bots seem to get stuck here. It seemed to be the human busters, which you didn't seem to set the AI properly on. I would just set the AI properly on those. But first of all, this is there's nothing telling you if this is a spawn. Everything here just blends into the out of bounds detailing. The trees, the lamps, everything that just blends into each other. There's nothing telling you this is a bot spawn. And you have like the visualizers going on. That is one way you can make this very obvious that this is a bot spawn. The other way is just making it stand out. I can tell this is a bot spawn because, hey, first of all, it's very obvious. You have lighting drawing players towards it. You have a carrier behind it. And, you know, it looks like a bot spawn. This does not. This is just out-of-bounds detailing. It doesn't work. And it's also way too good of a flank because, you know, while the rest of the bots, they have to go through here, they get the high ground in the distance, and they can just go around. And then there's the fourth bot spawn, which is this hole. Everyone thought this was a tank spawn. And it was like, it's a bit of a weirdly shaped tank spawn, but nope, this is a spawn. Also, there is a hole in it. This is way too good. I would just get rid of this outright. First of all, it completely avoids this sniper group up here, which you might think, that's not too big of a deal. But the problem is, nobody would think this is a bot spawn. This looks like a tank spawn, especially since your other tank, the actual tank spawn, also has a visualizer. So you'd think, oh, this is just going to be a tank spawn. Like, oh, it avoids the barricade here. That's what it is. Nope. Tanks go through here. Not tanks. Any normal bots come through here. And a lot of them come out in your mission in the later parts. And I don't think this really works out that well. This should just go. You could probably redesign this little area to make it a bit different, but I don't know if that's up to you. This death pit is a bit weird, and I say that being this water. If I can get into there. The water, you need no draw besides that don't render. That's really it for that. So yeah, overall, kind of messy in places. I would see about, you know, reworking some of your brushwork. I'm also not sure if any of this is no draw to break up these leaves. This might all be displacements here. So I want to see, actually, I think that didn't do anything. Wow, I didn't even know this command existed. But I don't need to see that. Overall, kind of messy brushwork overall. Oh yeah, and these arcs. I'm not sure what you did with the lighting on these, but they're not lighting up, and they also seemed misaligned. Your windows seem kind of misaligned, and they Z-fight a little bit because they don't seem to be actually aligned to here. What I would do is use the I forget what it's called, vertex edit, and you know, forcefully align them. But yeah, this is just oh, notification sounds. This is just a mess. I would definitely change this up. That's really all of my thoughts that I have on this version. I didn't see this bot get ever used. There's not really a whole lot else that I want to note on. It's just that all my primary problems stem from this area over here. And that's really it. Anything that was mentioned about the mission is already in the thread. And yeah, that's that's what I have to say about Alpha 8 of Siberia. I'll probably do more of these in the future, but yeah, that's what I feel about this map. And yeah. Also, apparently, I'm not sure if you used normal clip brushes on stairs, but if you did, well, that answers my question there. But apparently you had, like, stairs somewhere that aren't clipped that were right next to normally clipped stairs, but I wasn't able to find them. So, check your stairs. That's my lesson to you. No, there's a clip. Alright, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps. Bye.